obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
Emily, take the bandages off.
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Gnome.
What is up, Gnomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome podcast, episode 80. Can you believe it?
Wow.
What episode are we going to be discussing this week, Ty?
This week we are discussing The Mirror.
Season 3, Episode 6, original air date, October 20th, 1961. This was pretty obviously written by Rod Serling, and it was directed by Don Medford, who did 5 Twilight Zones, none of which we have seen so far,
Ooh,
which is
so
pretty
this
crazy.
is his first. Let's hope he did better.
He definitely has some better ones, but they're all kind of crappy. You want to go through them?
Yep, let's hear him.
So we obviously have The Mirror. We have Passage of Trumpet, which that one has Klugman. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't seen that ever.
Man in the Bottle, that one's okay.
I don't remember that one.
Death's Head Revisited.
Not a
Laugh
huge
out
fan.
loud. That one's just totally doesn't bring down the mood at all. And then Death Ship, Season 4. One of the better Season 4s.
I haven't seen that one either, so I guess a lot to see on his list here.
All right, we'll jump right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment from this?
My favorite moment was when the current dictator, De Cruz, is warning the new dictator, Clemente, and explains how he'll see assassins in the mirror. Kind of hard to pick a favorite moment from this, so I guess that has to do.
Yeah, mine is just the mirror shots. They're really cool shots of people coming after him with the knives and guns and the poison and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But did you recognize the old dictator, De Cruz?
I
We've seen him
didn't-
before.
I didn't recognize him, but later on I found out he plays
Fargus.
no, it was a really popular TV show about like a detective or something.
Columbo?
Columbo.
That's the main character.
Yeah, isn't that?
No,
Oh,
I said the old dictator.
oh, De Cruz. No, who was he?
Well, we'll get into it in Inside the Twilight Zone then.
All right.
But keep an eye out when we're watching here.
We have the technology to rebuild him.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So every week I put a prompt into ChatGPT, come up with a Rod Serling style intro to the episode we are watching, and yet again I have come up with one that's a little bit more meta, a little bit more funny, because I think AI Serling needed a little bit of a boost, I guess. But are you ready for this one?
Let's hear it.
Tonight's tale is titled The Mirror, a story about politics, power, and paranoia, which sounds thrilling until you realize it's mostly a man glaring into a piece of glass and then glaring some more. If you came here for chills and thrills, I regret to inform you that you've instead checked into one of my heavy on the lecture, light on the fun installments. This is a morality play dressed as science fiction, the kind of episode where I wag my finger at dictatorship and tyranny as if I'd personally solved world history in 25 minutes and a commercial break. Is the message important? Yes. Is it subtle? Absolutely not. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the sound of me cashing CBS's check while reminding you that absolute power corrupts absolutely. So pull up a chair and prepare yourself for a story that proves sometimes the scariest things in the Twilight Zone is when the writer runs out of ideas and turns into his own civics teacher.
That was good. I like that. Quite on the nose.
All right, so every week Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. Again, incredibly difficult.
This was nearly impossible.
I only have one.
I got 2. I don't know how I managed to find 2 out of all this, but
I'll let you go first then.
all right. My first question: when he makes his toast to his friends, what does he call Tabal?
God, out of all the things, that was my one, and mine was who was the quiet one.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Because I couldn't remember anyone else's name. Like all the names are too hard.
It was funny, one of the guys, I believe it's Cortez or something like that, they all have Spanish-sounding names, and he goes, "You're the bold one," but on the subtitle it said the bald one. Like, "You're the bald one." All
like-
these other guys get like, "You're the courageous one," and you're the bald. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
As a bald man, I was very offended.
Also, like, I feel like one of them was like, you're like the I guess the quiet one's
Yeah,
kind of like the
Tabal was
most
the quiet
boring
one.
of them all. Like, everyone else kind of has a cool name, and Tabal's just, you're the quiet one. Like, oh, thanks, Jesus.
Just glad to be here, sir.
It's funny that we both picked that one.
That's crazy.
My only other one, how long ago did Dick Cruz get the mirror?
What did you say, like 10 years ago?
Yep, 10 years ago.
All right. Short and to the punch on that one. So I guess we'll jump right into it.
Starts with a lot of Viva Clemente as Clemente standing atop his like balcony looking down at the crowd supposedly.
We hear
and-
fireworks in the background too. So they're having a really big celebration.
Really? I thought that was like gunfire. I couldn't tell.
Could have been both, I suppose.
Yeah.
He goes inside and celebrates with his boys, starts laughing. The other guys just kind of start nervously laughing with him. He's like, you know why I laugh? Because I don't know how to react to a moment like this. And he's like, let's make a toast, my friends. And then he's like, to the new government. He throws his wine glass at the painting of the old dictator, and he's like, now bring him in.
Now, when they were doing the toast, did you immediately think, because of how tense all the other guys looked, that he was going to poison them all or something?
Wasn't really sure.
'Cause that was
he
on-
definitely seems like unhinged, which is weird too, because like, how did this guy pull all these soldiers together to throw over a government?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of part of the problem, because he already seems unhinged before the mirror is even introduced. Like, he already seems like a kind of guy that would just spontaneously poison every single one of his best friends up in this room. So his quote-unquote descent into madness isn't really so much of a descent as like he was already there.
It definitely
pretty much.
has that shining problem there.
Yeah.
And then Rod brings us in.
This is the face of Ramos Clemente. A year ago, a beardless, nameless worker of the dirt who plotted behind a mule, furrowing someone else's land. Then he looked up at a hot Central American sun and he pledged the impossible. He made a vow that he would lead an avenging army against the tyranny that put the ache in his back and the anguish in his eyes. And now, 1 year later, the dream of the impossible has become a fact. In just a moment, we will look deep into this mirror and see the aftermath of a rebellion in the Twilight Zone.
I think it's funny how he has to add that a year ago he was beardless, as if the beard contained all the evil dictator powers.
Right? That and like anyone can grow a beard. It's like, you cannot grow a beard until you have power.
Yes, exactly. You need to be a dictator, and that will help grow the beard.
The guards bring in the old leader, De Cruz, to talk to Clemente, and Clemente's like, what are you now, old man? And even De Cruz is kind of like over his shade. He's like, what do you want, Clemente?
Exactly, like, he's not intimidated at all by Clemente.
And then we get, was this good acting or bad acting? He's like, not what I want, not what I want, what they want.
I think the acting was fine. I did like the word choice. I think the writing on this was good. I mean, it makes sense. Like, he's at this point trying to kind of accentuate that it's not about him as the dictator. It's about like the will of the people and how De Cruz kind of fucked over the country. This was good.
And then irony alert, he does the same thing.
Yep.
These episodes.
They just seem so lazy and like they wrote themselves.
Right. And then Clemente is pretty much telling De Cruz, he's like, nah, firing squad won't do for you. You deserve something more brutal. I'm gonna set you out and let the ants cover you in honey.
Strip
and let
you
the
naked,
ants,
let you sit outside, and a bunch of ants will eat you.
for all the lives that you've ruined. And De Cruz is like, you can kill my flesh, you greasy peon. What did he call it? I never heard that.
Peon? I don't know what it means exactly. I think it just means like something little and small and insignificant.
And then he's like, you can kill me, you can take away the flesh, but you'll never take my manhood.
Which,
Pretty sure said manhood. Like, well, I just cut his dick off.
That's
right
what I was
there.
thinking. I'm like,
all right.
do you mean I can't take your manhood? Because
That was a terrible
proved
choice of
wrong.
words. And then Clemente says, oh, yeah? And then one of his guys tries to stop him, and I forget his name, like D'Alessandro or something.
Yeah, I think he's something like that.
He's like, stop, this isn't the way. The old leader, De Cruz, says, oh, yeah, you're just like me. We're the same breed. Clemente slaps De Cruz. Do you see like the clearly fake one? He puts the other hand out and slaps his other hand.
No, I didn't.
Because obviously he didn't really slap.
Yeah, so
the
obviously
actor,
he's not
but-
going to slap in real life. But then, of course, they need to add in the line of like, you're just like every single other dictator. You'll become just like every other dictator that came before. And they list off Batista, Castro, and Trujillo, I think they were.
Yep.
If it wasn't already hitting the nail on the head.
for sure. That he looks exactly like it, and like Tabal looks just like what's that guy's name? Chavez or whatever.
Yeah, Chavez.
Didn't he look exactly like him? Tabal kind of looked very similar to him.
Kinda.
It's at this point that again D'Alessandro's like, he deserves a trial.
We must kill him. He deserves a trial. No, that's not the Jedi way.
De Cruz tells Clemente, you'll get all the power, but you'll also inherit the bad things, like the fear of assassination, the fear of rebellion, another Clemente hiding in the hills. I did like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll play a little bit of this because he's like, you also inherited this mirror.
This magic mirror that I own.
I see you have found my mirror, too. An old woman brought it to me 10 years ago when I'd first taken over. She said it was magic. She said by looking into it, I could see the faces of my assassins. Look deep, General Clemente. Find out who your assassins are. You will see them in that mirror. You will see them in the mirror.
It's at this point that De Cruz leaves, and Clemente is pretty much just like, kind of taking those words to heart. He asks his guys, how many prisoners do we have? And they're like, we got like 1,000. All right, kill him.
And then his one friend kind of speaks up there and is like, no, they deserve trials and stuff like that. And it's like,
Clemente disagrees very hardly on that one.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, too, like, you just fought a war and you imprisoned these people for a reason. And, like, I feel like him standing up for De Cruz is just insane. Like, why do you think De Cruz deserves a trial? Like, the whole rebellion was to fight De Cruz specifically, and you want to put him on trial for what you know he already did? Like, is it just a mock trial at that point?
Right. Clemente then looks in the mirror, and for the first time, we see the first magic part. D'Alessandro's holding a gun in the mirror at Clemente. All these names are just like such generic Spanish names. It's so hard to not get them intertwined.
Yep.
But yes, and it's at this point that Clemente obviously is like, no, it was you. You're going to be my assassin. And like any sane person would do, he chucks him off the balcony.
The
horrible way to die.
I like how he kills them all is different every time, and how he sees them going to kill him is different every time. At least they switched it up a little bit. I feel like we've gotten really repetitive.
For sure. Next shot, it's the next day. We hear a bunch of gunshots outside. They're killing all the prisoners. His 3 remaining guys are looking very nervous. Clemente says, we gotta keep them on their toes. They have short memories. Clemente sees that Tabal is visibly upset, and he's like, what's up? And he's like,
I miss my friend.
D'Alessandro, he was not a traitor. He wasn't an assassin. Clemente looks in the mirror yet again and sees Tabal and Garcia coming at him with
I don't
knives.
get why he gets so mad at Garcia. Garcia was literally asleep for most of this conversation, and then just wakes up and says nothing, and then he's immediately like, I gotta kill Garcia. Like,
I feel like because that's one of those like 3 things, so they kind of had to pair Tabal and Garcia.
Yeah, but at least like make Garcia also be sad and not like asleep on the couch for that entire interaction. Like,
just woke up. What the fuck?
Yeah, it just seems like, oh well, fuck. We had an extra person we need to kill.
Clemente then slinks back to his desk, and the other guys are like, what's wrong? Would you see something in the mirror? And he's trying to play it up. No, I'm just worried about De Cruz. Tabal, Garcia, you go check on De Cruz.
And Tabal I think Tabal kind of catches what's up here, because he's like, you want me to give him a message or anything? Or like,
no,
just make sure he's healthy?
Just go down there, please. And they oblige, they leave, and immediately Clemente gets on the phone, and he makes a little phone call to the guards.
This is General Clemente. In a few moments, 2 men are going to arrive. They are spies, and they're to be shot on sight. Their names are Tabal and Garcia.
I know who they are, and I know what they are, and they are to be shot.
Christo is shitting his pants in the background, as one would.
I don't think he's fully shitting his pants. He is abnormally calm for this situation, and then as we find out later, he's like, yeah, that's fine, I don't care if you're killing everyone as long as you're not killing me.
I think it's more of an act, kind of like to show him, yeah, those guys were traitors, because you don't want to fucking upset this obviously unhinged man.
Oh, true.
Clemente says to Christo, he's like, any complaints? And Christo's like, no. And he's like, 2 pieces of pie are a lot better than 5. Or like cutting the pie into 2.
Yeah.
I fucked that up. Clemente says, I do not feel anything for having my brothers killed, Christo says. When a man has power, he has enemies, and from now on you have no friends. You have followers and competitors. And Clemente walks over to the mirror and he's like, oh yeah, which one are you?
It's weird that Clemente can at least be self-aware enough to acknowledge that he feels nothing when he kills his friends, yet he's still calling them friends. That just seems very weird to me.
It's at this point that Clemente sees Christo in the mirror, and he's kind of handing him some wine, obviously implying that it's poison. Then in real life, Christo offers him some wine. Clemente slaps it out of his hand.
What an unfortunate coincidence.
Right? Christo tells him, you've gone crazy. He's like, I'm not crazy. I'm allergic to poison and have a yearning to live. Then the phone rings. Christo picks it up. Yeah, he's here. All right, I'll tell him. That was the gatehouse. Tabal and Garcia are dead.
Now you are too. He pulls his gun on him.
And then he's like, we can't be a friend. They can't be friends. They're assassins, right? That's what you were talking about. And I'll play some of this because this was definitely pretty good on Christo. He's like, you idiot, that wasn't fucking poison. I wasn't planning on. You're going crazy. He kind of goes on his little monologue.
Ramos! There was no poison in that wine. I had nothing like that in mind, nothing of the sort. You are imagining things. Look! I'll show you. It's an illusion, you see? It's just a mirror, an ordinary mirror. But it's glass, you see? Just glass!
And Christo is gone.
Yeah.
But not without saying his final words. He's just like, now you will truly be alone.
Everyone has to have a final word when they get shot in this show.
Right. The next scene, Father Tomas comes to see Clemente, and the father's just like, when I say father, he's obviously a man of the cloth.
He's not his biological father, yes, he's a priest.
And the father says, the executions have been going on for a week now. The people are appalled by this. What are we to expect from this new regime? Is it going to be like this? And Clemente's like, well, as long as I have enemies, the executions will continue. And if people don't like it, they can start their own revolution like I did. And the father's like, this victory isn't so sweet, isn't it? Instead of the taste of wine, it's the taste of ashes. And then Clemente tells the father, I can't live like this. I keep looking behind my back to see if someone's going to try and kill me. Why do I have so many enemies? And the father has a little line. I'll play a little bit of this. He's like, it's the story of all tyrants. And
it's cliche. Yes, it's poignant, and it clearly, like, it's a good moral and message, but it's just too on the head.
This is the story of all tyrants, General. They have but one real enemy. And this is the one they never recognize until too late.
I wonder who he could be referring to.
Yeah, and I think Clemente takes it too literally.
Next shot, the father's leaving, and he says, God help you, Clemente. And Clemente looks in the mirror and sees himself grabbing a gun, which would be, it's so weird. Seeing yourself, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't, the metaphor kind of breaks down when you get to this point, like, oh, I'm going to kill myself? Well, you can't kill me if I kill myself faster than I can kill myself.
And then he throws the gun at the mirror, breaking the mirror, but are we supposed to believe that when he threw the gun, it fires? Because there's a huge, 10 seconds after he hits the mirror.
My assumption was he throws the gun at the mirror, breaks it, and then walks to the gun and shoots himself. Is what I pictured in my head.
It's really dumb. Obviously, the Father Tomas hears it. He goes back in and goes,
the last assassin, they never learn.
It's themselves.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then Rod takes us out.
Ramos Clemente, a would-be god in dungarees strangled by an illusion. That will-o'-the-wisp mirage that dangles from the sky in front of the eyes of all ambitious men, all tyrants. And any resemblance to tyrants living or dead is hardly coincidental, whether it be here or in the Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode. What did you learn?
You can't be assassinated if you assassinate yourself.
That is very true. Did you, this whole episode could have been summed up in a 3-paragraph story.
Yeah, exactly.
And I liked Rod's, he sounds like a mom trying to do Spanish words. He goes, Clementi.
I'm eating some tacos. And
you guys want to go get some food at Chipotle? All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has this at a 6.5 out of 10. I would imagine we're going to be quite a bit lower than that. Do you think we're going to be on the same page or no?
I think I might be like slightly higher just because I tend to not rate things as low as you. But
I'll go first then. I'm going to give this a 3. It's pretty friggin' dog shit. I mean, the acting's okay, a little bit over the top at some points, but again, it's just not very Twilight Zone-y. It feels like we're being lectured the whole time. I understand the importance of episodes like this because there are people that need to know this stuff, but I just feel like if you're already in the know, I mean, I guess you could go for it. I don't know.
I don't think there's no one that doesn't already know this shit.
Oh shit, being a tyrant's actually really bad.
Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 4. The story's predictable, unoriginal, and contrived. I couldn't stop looking at just all the weird flaws of the episode, and it was slow. The only positive
You're talking about his lazy eye.
Yeah. The only positive is that the message was clear, but that's kind of also a problem in this episode because it's also like too clear and too much nail on the head.
I thought you were the nail on the head guy.
I like a nail on the head, but not like hitting you over and over and over again with it. Like if it's, I don't know, the message should be clear, but not like annoyingly, hey, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Yeah.
Like the Simpsons episode when they're trying to come up with the perfect toy. So you want a toy that's lightweight, but also heavy. Yeah.
No, I don't feel like I'm that hard to please with an episode, but like, I don't know.
That episode's so much better than this episode.
Probably. I don't know which episode you're talking about.
Remember that one when they create Funzo? Or no, I think it was Itchy
and... The Simpsons?
Yeah, I think actually no, it was Itchy, Scratchy, and Poochie, and they're trying to come up with a new character in the focus group.
Oh.
And Roger Myers Jr., he turns on the light so you can see through the wall and goes, "You kids don't know what you want. That's why you're kids, because you're stupid." And Ralph turns to the no.
That I remember, yeah.
One kid seemed to love the Speedo Man.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have Peter Falk. He played Ramos Clemente. He was in 50 episodes of Columbo, which he played the titular Columbo, and that also had a bunch of movies and all kinds of little spin-offs there. He was in the movie The Princess Bride. He was in the movie Next with Nicolas Cage. And he was in 2 Studio One, so he had quite the career there, TV in like the 50s through 80s. Next we have Will Kaluva, who played De Cruz. He was in 2 Twilight Zone episodes, and now we have completed his resume. He played Mr. Fargus, the wax museum owner in the new exhibit.
Oh, yeah, he was so mad that Dachau and Real Places
ruined
the wax business industry.
And he was in quite a few TV shows from the 50s to the 80s, but nothing really that stood out to me. Then we have Anthony Carbone. He played Christo. He died actually 5 years ago at the age of 95. He was in 1 Studio One, 1 Barnaby Jones, a lot of TV and movies, again, from like 1957 to 91, but nothing that truly really stood out. Everything kind of like be-like, or the typical things of the day, like Bonanza and stuff like that. Not a lot of trivia on this one. The only big thing I really saw here was that Peter Falk was paid $3,000 for his appearance, which is pretty crazy because the whole cast in total received $7,772. So he got like, what's that, 40%? Maybe a little more than 40%.
Yep.
The total production cost was $51,316, and the director received $1,315. Very weird. Usually it's the $1,250 or $1,500.
Well, it's also weird about Falk because he wasn't famous yet from Columbo or anything, so I wonder why he got so much more.
I don't know.
What'd you say your name was?
What's in a name, Mr. Benninger, really? A mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching, and you can do so as well if you want to comment your submission for the new names, what have you. I have 3 this week.
I have 4.
Go for it.
All right, I'm going to start with my debacle. I got the Delusional Dictator debacle.
Ah, good. A little bit better than mine. Mine was just the Dictator debacle, which
Nice.
I believe you used for He's Alive.
Yeah, probably. I also have Assassins Abound.
I have Temporary King,
The Mirror of Mistrust,
Viva la Clemente,
and The Assassin in the Room.
Right. Switcheroos, I have 5.
I also have 5. I wonder if we have the same ones.
Mirror Image?
Yep, Mirror Image. The Fear?
No. I have Execution.
Yep, I got that one. I have The Mind and the Matter.
I have One More Pallbearer.
And my last one, The Four of Us Are Dying.
I have Changing of the Guard and In His Image.
All right, so not many direct references, but quite a few that just kind of, in a general sense, kind of connect on this one. First off, obviously this episode is in reference to Fidel Castro and a bunch of other dictators like him, so real-life pop culture reference there. Then we have the 1974 episode of Columbo called Mind Over Mayhem, where Peter Falk and Arthur Batindis, who are both in this episode, share a scene involving embargoed Cuban cigars with each other. So since they both played on this episode, I think that was like a little wink and a nod to anyone that watches Columbo that also watched Twilight Zone.
We were also in one of the crappiest episodes of the Twilight Zone.
And then in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Professor Moody has a mirror that's...
He has a fucked up eye, too.
He does. But he has a mirror called a faux glass, which allows him to see his enemies. So very similar idea, except in Harry Potter, you can't see the enemies in it until like you're in imminent danger. Then there's the 2013 movie called Oculus, about a haunted mirror that shows terrifying visions and manipulates reality, often turning loved ones into perceived enemies. So very similar ideas there. Then there's also Gadriel's mirror from Lord of the Rings, in which Frodo and Sam see visions of Sauron's eyes and future battles, effectively revealing their greatest enemy and the looming great threat.
Is that the big ball thing that
Pippin
touches?
That's the remember when they go to the elf village and that lady that gives
Glendala or whatever the hell her name is, yeah.
That's from Glenda's from Wizard of Oz.
Hey, was it Glendala? What the hell's her name? It's something like that.
It's the lady that plays in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But anyway, that lady, she pours
Kate
Blanchett, yeah, she pours like water into a basin and
is that when she gets all green and I will steal your ring?
Yeah, I think it's like that same scene there. But yeah, so mirror there, that kind of shows imminent threats. And then tons of stories of leaders whose paranoia kind of drives them to distrust their allies include old works from Shakespeare like King Lear, Macbeth, Julius Caesar. And then there's movies like Godfather 2, where Michael Corleone kind of falls into that same category, as well as Apocalypse Now with Colonel Kurtz. And then shows like Breaking Bad with Walter White and Game of Thrones with Daenerys Targaryen in the later seasons, all examples of like characters that are in power that kind of start to fear assassination or fear their friends and kind of go into a crazy spiral.
All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, next week will be October, and on October 1st, which is a Wednesday, I'll be dropping our top 10 scariest videos. Last year, you kind of did like ones that are a little bit more spooky for October. You doing that again or no?
When we get closer to Halloween, I'd still say, I mean, it's still September right now, so not...
Like I said, the next episode's going to be in October, though.
A slight build-up to spooky. The next one, after watching it, we originally had this in the death category. After watching it, I would say this is more other than death. I don't know.
No one dies in it?
No, people do die in it, but doesn't make it a death episode.
All right, I have no idea.
Right.
I'm in the dark.
Ready?
Yeah. We're doing season 4?
We're doing season 4 again.
In His Image. It's a very good one. The very first episode of season 4.
It was a really good one.
That was an awesome season 4 episode.
I loved seeing that guy again from The Chaser. He's cool.
Oh yeah, I forget that he's the guy in there.
He has to play a double role. That must have been hard in the 1960s, or I don't know what the technology is, but somehow you have to be standing in the frame twice.
That's a very good season 4 episode.
It is
I remember it is the first episode of season 4. So when back in the day when I first got the DVDs, I didn't know season 4 was the hour-long format, so I put that in, and I didn't really notice it because I actually enjoyed the episode. And then episode 2 is 30 Fathom Grave, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Like, why is this dragging on so long? This was a really good one. I did enjoy it a lot.
Awesome. All right, I'm very excited. Season 4, that was very close to our other season 4. We just did He's Alive.
Yeah, so, I mean, on average, they're about 9 apart, but they can get this is the closest I think they'll ever be where they were 5 episodes apart. But But yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm excited. I do enjoy that. It's a good season 4 episode.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so a couple new comments and new subscribers this week. So we got a comment on our intermission episode from Partyboat123. Partyboat says, "Keep on watching the greatest show." Thank you there, Partyboat. And then we also have 2 comments on the Bewitching Pool episode. One is from Rachel F. She says, "Things went to hell pretty fast for old Gil."
Oh, Gil.
And Logan Arnold Kicks says, "This was the first Twilight Zone episode I think I ever intentionally watched, so I have a soft spot for it."
I get that. I mean, I see ours. I can see a lot of people not liking our first episode, the stopover, but it definitely holds a soft spot for you.
Oh, definitely. Definitely the first episode that you watch really hooks you into the show. You'll always have a soft spot.
What if The Mirror was the first one you saw? They'd be like, oh,
maybe
that Twilight
you probably
Zone fucking
wouldn't watch
rules.
it anymore.
You're like, what the fuck?
And then thank you to our new subscribers, Shadow the Destroyer, Partyboat123, and J Malatic2. Thank you guys.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe, it means the world to us. And if you could go over to the Facebook page, give that a like. And if you guys want to comment, maybe some new name suggestions or anything like that, that would be awesome. And if you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. Also, check out the polls Ty's dropping on the YouTube page. The newest one is the which episode of Season 5 would have made a better series finale than the Bewitching Pool. Our votes for 90 Years Without Slumbering, but tell us what you think. I kind of feel bad this is kind of be like a kind of a short episode because kind of sucked ass.
And there also wasn't much plot in the way of usually the breakdown of the plots of the longest section, and there was not much happening, so...
No. Yeah. I guess we can talk maybe some, like, current media stuff. I just watched the new Superman movie. It was fucking awesome. Did you watch it last night?
No, I didn't get home until late last night, so I didn't get to watch it.
So good. Highly recommend it, Nomies, if you haven't seen the new Superman and if you're into it. I would just... There's a couple things I really enjoy about it. They didn't go dark, because it seems like every superhero movie of late has gone dark, especially the DC stuff. They're always trying to be like the Dark Knight, and they go very comic booking. It's very fun. And also, I really enjoy that it didn't waste time with like the origin story. It just throws you right into like this new Superman universe. I really liked that. That was really good, but awesome movie.
Nice.
All right, my final question for you, Ty. Top 3 revolutions. Go. I got mine.
American Revolution, number 1.
The Matrix Revolution.
That's the only one I learned about.
Really? All of history class? That's it?
I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of history class. I could care less. I liked math. I liked math.
That's important.
Favorite revolutions. The Hunger Games.
I guess, yeah, they did have a revolution in that.
And Star Wars is a revolution.
Is it? It's a rebellion.
That's what a revolution is. A rebellion and a revolution are the same.
Was it like Robert's Rebellion in Game of Thrones? Would that be a revolution?
Yeah, that'd
overthrew the Targaryens?
Yeah. Or the Beatles. They sang about a revolution.
Just singing about a revolution. Didn't they have the Beatlemania? That's kind of the sexual revolution of the 60s.
The sexual revolution? Is it?
Yeah,
was it called that?
I'm pretty sure a lot of people refer to it as the sexual revolution, which makes them all...
Sex fiend. Sex fiend. Sex fiend. Sex fiend. Hey, I'll get a towel. Sex fiend. Really not that bad of a girl. Sex fiend.
Yeah, that's my top 3. American Revolution, Sexual Revolution, and the Hunger Games.
Awesome. I had the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and Project Revolution 2007. Linkin Park had a festival, and Him was in it. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, well, until then, Ty, do you have anything to say to our dear, dear Nomies out there?
Yes, don't start any dictatorships, and thank you all for stepping into the Twilight Gnome with us.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone.